With BlueLock Season 2 ending last month, a character who got a lot of love that season was the born-rich, charismatic, and ambitious dream of proving his parents wrong and winning the World Cup with his girlfriend Seishiro Nagi, Reo Mikage. Yes, he stole the budget for episode 4 and episode 9. He really got me enjoying his character once again. Let's dive straight into the topic of his full potential. I will be analyzing his current abilities, then looking at his weaknesses, and lastly explaining what I would do to enhance Reo to the next level. He really only has 3 abilities to be exact, being Dexterity, Charmeleon copycat ability, and Metavision. Now before we start going into his abilities, I would appreciate it if you did the like, subscribe, and share stuff to help my growth as a BlueLock YouTuber, as it encourages me to drop more BlueLock videos. Let's get back to it, shall we? First ability, Dexterity. Despite not being involved in soccer from a very young age, Reo is very skilled at all aspects of the sport. He has excellent passing, shooting, dribbling, and ball control capabilities, among other skills. He also has high physical capabilities with good stamina and speed. He is a well-rounded, excellent player, being considered a jack of all trades. It has been stated that if most people in BlueLock have low skills in some of their stats and extremely high skill levels in other areas, then Reo has nearly perfect stats across the board, making him able to play most positions in soccer. Second ability, the Charmeleon. Using his all-rounder skills, excellent soccer abilities and sense, and his 99 out of 100 stats across all various skills, Reo is able to emulate the abilities that other players have demonstrated. Reo uses his nearly perfect skills to be able to understand how others who are specialized in certain areas are able to produce certain abilities. Using this understanding, he is able to recreate these abilities on his own. The only downside of this ability is that Reo can only copy skills and abilities that are within his physical capability, and not natural physical talent such as Ryusei Shido's extreme physical moves or Hyoma Chiguri's insane speeds. The abilities he copies, however, are weaker than the original because his skills are only able to reach 99% of the maximum power and cannot match up to the originals when compared. There are 3 variants of this, being the Charmeleon Playmaker. Primarily copying Sai's skill set, Reo can break through the midfield and defense in order to help set up plays for Nagi to score goals. He could also copy other playmakers such as Charles to accomplish these results, but since Sai is the best playmaker he has seen, well, except for Pablo, Reo is more comfortable leaning into his playmaking attributes, since in the last match he played, the Itoshi brothers were the most dominant on-the-ball players on the field, so why not copy Sai's bag? Charmeleon defense. To stop Shido, Ego places Reo in the defense position to stop him in the BlueLock vs U20 match, telling him he needs to observe all the U20 defenders being Olivier Aiku, Kazuma Neo, Miroku Darai, and Tepeneru, so that he can copy their movements and use their powers to stop Ryusei Shido for good. During the match, Reo also used the trapping ability of Nagi to save the ball from a second shot by the U20 players. Neo Charmeleon Strike Mode. Taking his Charmeleon style one step further, Reo uses his nearly perfect skills to copy high-level plays that would allow Reo to move as a striker to score his own goals. He flawlessly steals the ball, breaks through the defense of Bastard Munchen, and almost scores a goal using the new style of his in the Neo Igris League in the first minutes of the game. Before we get into his last ability, let's look at all the player's skill sets he has copied using the Charmeleon copycat. Long Pass copied from Meguru Bachira in chapter 189, I'm presuming. Gyro Shot copied from Kenyu Yukimiya in chapter 106. Snake Defense copied from Olivier Aiku in 129. Physical Pressure copied from Kazuma Neo in chapter 130. Trap Shot Pass copied from Seishiro Nagi in chapter 135. Cross Elastical Nutmeg copied from Saitoshi in chapter 174. Trivetta Shot copied from Winitoshi in chapter 174 as well. Oppressive Pass copied from Winitoshi once again in chapter 174. Hyperspeed Scissors copied from Saitoshi in chapter 189. Law Pass copied from Saitoshi in chapter 189 as well, I'm assuming. I don't know what panel this is referring to though. And Direct Shot Pass copied from Yoriichi Isaki in chapter 198 when he was faking out Gagamal to set up Nagi for a goal. Now, to enter his last ability, being Metavision. A term used to describe a player's evolved vision that gives them an omnipotent perspective of the field, using his eyes to constantly take in information from his central and peripheral vision. Reo constantly collects data on every player, every play they make, and their positions on the field. Reo uses it subconsciously, the first instance being during the Bastard Munchen versus Manshine match where we actually see the eyes come to fruition. Now let's get into Reo's weaknesses. First, let's start off with the smallest one, being he can only copy 99% of the data, which isn't good as Gardevoir was able to stop Reo's shot because it was 1% worse than Win's Trivella's shot. 2. However, his Charmeleon works in a way that he can copy abilities, but it's only for talented learners. If you remembered when I was speaking about that ability earlier, I said 2 people who he couldn't copy, which was Ryu Seishido's natural physical talent and Chigiri's speed. These are 2 geniuses, not talented learners. And if they are within the realm of logic and predictability, only then can he copy them. Meanwhile, the geniuses are irrational and will make incomprehensible plays or plays that exceed his body's expectations and limitations. So Reo cannot copy that. Other things he can't copy is Rin's Destroyer mode, or he can't copy Loki's speed as well. I could go all day listing the geniuses he can't copy, but we don't have time for that. Also, I know he copied Nagi's jumping turn, but Nagi actually copied that from a talented learner, Reiji Hiragi, who excels in trapping the ball while keeping its momentum. Meanwhile, Nagi excels at trapping the ball to kill the momentum to create his own technique, hence why the zero reset turn was perfect for him. The third weakness is not Reo's fault, but more of lack of knowledge of Rin, as Rin's base form playstyle is just a mere imitation of Saitoshi's. So when merging Rin and Sai's abilities, it really isn't the best fusion as those playstyles are very similar. Just Rin displayed different moves that Sai didn't use. But still, Sai could have done any of Rin's moves, so he really isn't getting the best out of that. His last weakness is for both his Metavision and Charmeleon mode, as it's Nagi. Nagi. He has not found a reason to try at all after beating Isagi, and with Reo limiting his plays to just Nagi, it is limiting his idea span as well. As we see in chapter 198, he can definitely see better goal options as he can see Chris, Agi, and Chigiri in perfect positions to run a crazy play, but he uses them as pawns just to create a play for Nagi, which anyone can see coming as Isagi saw it coming a mile away. So it's just limiting Reo's potential to be running the same plan for someone who isn't functioning up to your standards. It's not even that it's predictable, it's just like Ness and Kaiser, which was an easy book for Karasu to read. Ness is really becoming cancer for this team in Bastard München. Damn. Now that we understand the weaknesses of Reo, it's time to see ways we can improve him. First, let's go over his Metavision, where he most likely stole it from Isagi. All he needs to do is watch film on Isagi, and he will get a great chance to do that in the U20 World Cup arc, where he will be playing against him and other Metavision users of BlueLock, so that will give him opportunities to enhance his Metavision, as no one in Barcha has Metavision. However, he can still even enhance his Metavision in this Barcha match by simply not relying on just Nagi. If he can make coordination plays with Chigiri and Agi to give new plays to life instead of just relying on Nagi, his idea span will enhance immensely, enhancing the more possibilities his Metavision will be able to grasp as well, because if you limit yourself to just one player, there's only so much your Metavision can do to see the field the way you want it to. I'm not saying he shouldn't rely on Nagi, but he should be more like Isagi and only use Nagi when it's beneficial for himself. That would be the beneficial part for Reo, if he can actually figure out when and when not to use Nagi. Reo could be the key to unlocking the best abilities of the Manshine players of this, so he should be able to put his head down and not just rely on Nagi, and to use every piece of Manshine he can to get himself a great value to survive the NEL. And throughout all that chaos, I'm pretty sure at some moments Reo will find ways to assist Nagi like he's always been trying to do. So Reo, also realize that you're a striker yourself, you can score some goals too, you know. The last way I want to help Reo improve is for him to get the body to use the Kaiser Impact. Imagine him fusing Sai and Kaiser's weapons together. That would be insane, and yes, if you have the right body for it, you can acquire it. It's not a god-given ability. With enough training, I believe Reo could copy it with enough practice. Because if Isagi could get the lefty shot in 5 days or 10 days, I forget how much, I'm pretty sure it's 5 though, I'm pretty sure Reo could do this in 10 days. The insane dribbling and passing accuracy of Sai with the insane swing speed of Kaiser's shot merged together would be a damn near impossible weapon to stop. but he shouldn't stop at just Sai and Kaiser. He should always experiment different combinations of player skills to see the deadliest combinations possible and stack as many at once. Don't limit yourself to just 2 unless the plot says so. But for now, Sai and Kaiser is a good start against FC Parcha, as it will definitely destroy FC Parcha. I know this was a really short video, but I've been meaning to do a Reo video for a while, and I'm doing another one real soon, so stay tuned for that. But for now, stay blessed, Suki out.